chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. That's what we're talking about today. We're talking about TLC, the Raw afterwards and the SmackDown afterwards today. And so, TLC was pretty good, pretty big when I was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the TLC we're talking about today, is it?
No, we're talking about pay-per-view, tables, ladders, chairs.
Tables, ladders, and chairs. That makes sense.
Yes. So, this is a pay-per-view we were pretty stoked for, pretty excited. I was really, really excited. Overall, felt kind of was like it was kind of a mixed bag.
Yeah, it was a mixed bag. I thought the same thing. Going into it, and you're like, oh, this is really good. I mean, they kicked off with a pretty decent match.
Yeah.
The tag team match was really well done, and then they kind of slowed after that.
And then it picked back up.
It did.
And then it slowed.
Yep.
And then it picked back up.
Yeah, it just seemed like a glorified SmackDown, I think, for me anyway.
Mm-hmm.
What were your favorite things about TLC?
Well, yeah. First of all, I think No Mercy still holds. Starting with the brand split with the draft. Since then, I feel like No Mercy is still the best pay-per-view since starting with SummerSlam. It's still the best, I think.
I agree.
By far. And this one wasn't bad. It just wasn't exactly good either. It just simply is.
Yeah.
Because it has stuff that's good and it has stuff that's bad. So therefore, it's just a pay-per-view. It's not a good pay-per-view. It's not a bad pay-per-view. It's just a pay-per-view. I totally didn't mean to do the Roman Reigns thing there, but
you did.
But hey, it fit.
Yeah.
All right then. So the opening tag match, the Wyatt family beating Heath Slater and Rhino. That was kind of a surprise, but at the same time, it's kind of cool that Bray Wyatt finally has a championship in WWE.
Yep.
And it was a decent match, a little too short.
Yes.
just under 6 minutes, like a few seconds under 6 minutes. Just a little too short. I think it could have gone on another 3, 4, maybe even 5 minutes. Because this was not really a pay-per-view. This didn't even clock in at 3 hours. I think it was like 2:40.
Yeah, because I think you're right.
Because they just added SmackDown,
Yep.
Talking Smack to
afterwards.
the end of it,
Yep.
which is actually a good idea. I actually liked that. So yeah, that was really good. The Nikki Bella Carmella match actually surprised me. It was not bad. The ending of it was a little kooky. Just spraying her with the fire extinguisher. I didn't mind that, but I thought like at least hit her in the head with it,
Yeah.
or do a DDT onto it or something to end it. But overall, I didn't think it was that bad. So I thought that those two were pretty decent kickoffs. Just because we expected so little from the Nikki Bella and Carmella, just because we didn't know what it was going to be.
Yeah.
And so I thought this wasn't a bad. These two matches weren't, because I didn't see the pre-match, the pre-show match. I might go back and give it a watch just to see. But overall, I thought the first two matches were pretty decent. What were your thoughts on those first two?
Yeah, they were okay. Like you said, the tag team match was really good. But you're right, it was really short, and I think that was the problem with most of the matches that could have been better, is they were way too short or they were way too slow paced. I don't know if I understand that TLC is more hardcore. You could get hurt more easily, I guess, easier in this. So I understand going slow. I understand taking your time, but it seemed like a lot of, especially in some of the later matches, they just kind of pulled their punches. They just kind of went slow. We don't want to get hurt. I understand that, but you're also in the job of you also have the job of entertaining us.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but the first two matches were fine. I'm excited that Bray finally has a championship with Randy Orton of all people, and I think it sounds like they're going to do what's called the Freebird rules that New Day are doing. That any one of the combination
of the three
can do it, which I like.
Yeah, me too. I don't mind it.
It's kind of sad that my biggest issue with SmackDown and Raw are SmackDown seems to be an emulation of Raw. Whatever is done on Raw is somehow done some way on SmackDown, and so I hope they change that later on down the road. I understand, since the break, trying to get things under control and stuff. But yeah, I'm glad they are champions. I still think that they're gonna use this to break them apart. So I still think Orton is not under control of Bray.
Yeah, he's pulling a ruse.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a longer one than anticipated. I think probably through
long con.
Yeah, long con through probably WrestleMania. I think they're going to hold the championship titles for a while. But yeah, great match. Nikki and Carmella was an okay match. Nikki surprises me more and more every time I see her wrestle, because I didn't see her wrestle before coming back to wrestling, and so but I heard all the negative comments. Oh, she's really, really bad. Oh, she's annoying. Oh, whatever. But she's really, really exciting, surprising me. I like her, the move that she does, her finishing move. But yeah, those are my thoughts on that. Carmella gets up and says, I know who it was who attacked you. It was Natalya.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened on SmackDown Live, I don't know if it's Natalya.
Yeah.
Or if it's just Carmella playing with Nikki and saying, I know who it was Natalya, and just throwing Natalya under the bus or whatever. So it looks like that storyline is going to have a long, drawn-out feel to it as well.
This will be like the who hit Austin with the car, but the modern day.
Yeah, I agree. You're probably right.
Yeah, it'll probably be like that, where it takes a while, then we finally find out. But so yeah, overall, not too bad. Not too bad these openers were, but then we had The Miz versus Dolph Ziggler in a ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. This is the second longest match of the night. This was 25 minutes. I figured this would be a longer one just because of the rivalry, and since it's a ladder match, and I figured this would be the one to steal the show. What were your thoughts, or do you want me to go first?
You go ahead.
Okay, first. Okay.
Sorry.
I thought this match was just really, really good. Really suspenseful. Some good storyline stuff happening. Like these guys just really seemed like they wanted to just steal the show. And for the most part, they did. And I didn't mind. I wanted Dolph to win, but I didn't mind Miz retaining the title because it seems like they want to do something with him, and I bet they have something planned with Dolph after this. But there were some great spots. I'm just gonna say this: pretty much anything to do with the ladders was a great spot. Like the Dolph doing the satellite DDT onto the ladder that was like angled on the apron, like outside the ring, like that was awesome. And then the ladder doing that, like how it fell and like bounced off the ropes. It like bounced on one, bounced over, bounced on the second, bounced on the third, then hit the like. That was crazy.
Yeah,
like
that was obviously not planned. It was just.
I know that was just
a
crazy happenstance. You're just like, what? Like, I know, I was just like, that could never happen again, ever.
That's funny.
It was really funny, but
yeah, and I missed it. I just listened to the WTF moments, and I was like, I didn't realize that had happened. I wasn't paying attention at the time.
Yeah, I actually like made an audible noise. I was just like, just because it was just ridiculous. I was like, there's no way that just happened. It was such a little thing, but it was just so. It happened so perfectly.
That's funny.
That it's just like, how? It was so like mind-boggling, or mind-bottling.
Bottling, yeah.
So crazy, that your thoughts get trapped like in a bottle. Blades of Glory joke for everybody. Yeah, what were your thoughts on it? I thought it was really, really good. Not as good as their match at No Mercy, but I thought it was still really, really good.
I thought it was okay. I was a little disappointed. Like you said, there was some really good spots. I felt like that they were. I felt like they were pulling their punches. I felt like they were taking their time a little bit. I don't know if it was just because of the way the ladder matches are now. Because there's so many ladders. There's so much setup to the ladders. And Miz, I don't know. Miz has been in a couple of ladder matches. I guess the Intercontinental match at the beginning of the year, which was really, really good. And Ziggler's been in several ladder matches too that I expected more, and I just didn't feel like I got what I was expecting. It still wasn't a bad match. Like you said,
Yeah.
their other matches were far better.
I don't blame you. I felt the same way, but I was still satisfied by what I saw. I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, and and like you said, we don't know what's going to happen with Dolph. He wasn't on SmackDown. We don't know where he is or what he's doing. But it obviously was, this match was to for some reason, continue the Daniel Bryan Miz feud, even though Daniel Bryan at this point in time cannot wrestle. It sounds like he's trying to get doctors to say he's okay for maybe at least one more match, which it would be fun to see a Miz Daniel Bryan match. And I think I think a Daniel Bryan Miz match might be a little more doable since the Miz doesn't really do a whole lot of hard hitting, high flying stuff, and so I think they could have a safe match.
I think so too.
If doctors clear him.
Yeah, I mean, and Daniel Bryan does the running knee. He had the two finishers. He has the running knee and the yes lock, which both could be done without hurting his head. So I think they could have a relatively safe match, and who knows, maybe just sitting out for a while could kind of let him recoup and come back for at least one more match or something like that. Or if he just keeps throwing all this stuff at Miz as the GM, if it's like, I was kind of like, this is funny because it's kind of like a modern day reverse of Stone Cold versus Mr. McMahon.
Yeah,
it's the jerk heel wrestler and the over as all get out babyface authority figure. So I was just kind of like, it's like the reverse of that. I kind of like that. All right, cool. So yeah, so that was kind of a funny thought that came into my head. But then the next match.
Well, before that.
Oh, sorry.
The best thing that's come out of this whole thing, the best thing that continues on SmackDown is the participation award.
Yes.
The participation award thing. He dedicates this to Daniel Bryan, and then he goes into this whole spiel about the participation award. This is my favorite thing right now. My favorite thing on SmackDown, my favorite thing in WWE right now, because I hate participation awards. I hate them with a passion. And so for them to be in Texas, because from what I understand, when you're in football, you get a lot of participation awards in Texas. And so they're in Texas, and all this, he's going off about the participation award. Beautiful. That's my favorite thing about WWE right now. And so, yeah, that was my last thought about that.
Nice. But then the next match, Baron Corbin versus Kalisto in the chairs match. I think this had us really surprised.
Yeah, because we were both like, when we were going over the matches last week, we were both like, man, Baron could go on.
Yeah.
Nope. This was almost the best match of the night.
Yeah, this was probably second best match. This match was really good.
It
was really, really good.
It really was.
I mean, just all of these crazy, people are just like, the chairs match, it's so stupid. Like, I get it. Like, it's TLC. You want to have a TLC match. You want to have a T match, a C match, and an L match.
Mm-hmm.
You want to have all three matches leading up to the match that has all three. Mm-hmm. And so the chairs match is kind of a silly thing when you think about it. But then when you see it happen in this match, because I've never seen a chairs match before this, at a TLC thing, this was awesome. Like, there's chairs all over the place. Yep. They set them up, did all kinds of crazy stuff. What did he do? Baron set up 6 chairs, and then Kalisto ended up just
seated senton right onto it.
Seated that hurt. That definitely hurt. That was an awesome spot. Pretty much any of the chair stuff that happened.
Yeah, they had so many.
It was really good.
The only negative about this was when Kalisto was trying to find chairs underneath the ring, and there were so many chairs right next to him. It's like, Kalisto, turn around, buddy. You just walked around. There are chairs right there. Just take those chairs. And I understand somebody probably either told him, hey, there's going to be chairs underneath the ring, or he thought there was going to be chairs underneath the ring, and maybe he thought that these chairs were just decoration. Mm-hmm. I understand that. But he goes right under, and it's like, buddy, there's chairs right there. That was the worst thing about this, because both of them wrestled really, really well. Both of them hit each other like crazy spots that you don't see as much anymore. especially with concussion and stuff, protocol. That man, there were some really nice headshots that weren't really headshots.
Yeah, because you see a blocking with their hands, but still.
Yeah, but still, I mean, there were so many good spots on this. This was at least the most surprising match of the evening. It was close to the best match, but
it was really close. It was. This is easily runner-up for match of the night. It was really, really good, and just like I said, we expected so little from it. This was the one we were probably looking forward to the least.
Yep.
And it ended up being the second best match of the night. It was just really, really good. Both these guys did really well, and they're good storytelling by them because their aggression seemed like real, like like their quote unquote acting.
Yep.
Was good. Like, I was just like, wow, these guys actually seem like they hate each other. Like, Baron Corbin looks like he literally wants to murder Kalisto. And he almost did by doing the end of days on the pile of chairs, which was pretty wicked.
That was pretty awesome.
I'm just like, dude, I hope Kalisto didn't, like, bust his teeth or, like, break his nose. He seemed to be fine.
Yep.
But he probably got a little hurt, obviously. But yeah, pretty good, man. Pretty good.
Good match.
So now the main events. A match I was really looking forward to, but was really kind of let down by, was Alexa Bliss versus Becky Lynch for the SmackDown Women's Championship in a tables match. Thoughts?
Yep, just what you said. We were both super excited about this. We thought that they would go in, not necessarily tear the house down, but be on par with Sasha and Charlotte, their feud, and it was just very slow paced. There were some okay spots in it. There was the disarmer through the table legs was pretty.
I liked that.
Pretty wicked.
That was a cool. That was a cool spot. I liked that.
The
was
DDT,
really creative.
even though the DDT onto the you look at the DDT onto the chair, the face down chair or the table, you can look at that and it's like, oh, just that. But there was that metal part in between that would have hurt them both. The DDT was pretty cool. But yeah, it was a letdown. The last spot was great. There was a little mix up, but then
totally surprising too.
Yeah, it just stopped. The match just stopped.
Yeah, there wasn't like a big build up. There wasn't a crescendo. It was it just was, oh, we're fighting, and then like they didn't like trade finishers, like hit each other hard, it's just kind of, I think that's the biggest problem with the match. Because I feel like the match, if the as wildly mediocre as this match was, I feel like if the finish had been sweet, then maybe it would have been worth it. It would have been all right, cool. The finish totally made up for the rest of the ho hum match. But yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. It just ended.
Yeah, it was just an abrupt ending, which is fine. I'd like to see what happens now that Alexa Bliss is champion. I don't know if this rivalry is going to be stale or not, but we'll see. I mean,
yeah, I'm not bored with it yet. I feel like it could go on another pay-per-view. So let's see if they have a match at Royal Rumble or something like that, or if they're gonna have. Actually, would be kind of neat if they had 2 heels and 2 baby faces, one from SmackDown, one from Raw. Like have Bayley and Becky go up against like Charlotte and Alexa.
Oh yeah,
that'd be kind of a cool idea. To do that, a 2-on-2 women's tag match, but
yeah, we'll see what happens after what's the next pay-per-view.
Roadblock is next Sunday.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Not this coming Sunday, next Sunday.
We'll see what happens because hopefully the Charlotte Sasha
when we get to Raw, I have a lot to say about that.
Yeah, so hopefully that'll end, and if that does end, I hope you're right. I hope they do
that'd be cool.
Mixed. But I don't know if you noticed this, though, after we talk about what happens at the end, but all of, at least SmackDown champions, are now heel.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of Raw. I mean, technically, New Day is turning heel. See, and,
so Roman's like
the only one that's not,
he's like the only true babyface.
Yeah.
And even then, he's kind of an anti-hero. Like, he's still a babyface, but he's a little more of an anti-hero.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So he's the only babyface champion in WWE. Not counting NXT, not counting developmental stuff. But, yeah. That's
NXT or even Cruiserweight, because Cruiserweight, Rich Swann is a
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Rich Swann. Yeah. So I guess he's the second. So, yeah, I guess there's only 2. Yeah, crazy. Wow, that's an interesting point. Yeah. Almost all the champions are heel. It's crazy. So, main event?
Yeah.
Main event.
There was a little... Sorry, I was trying to think of something funny. There was just something missing from AJ Styles' pants. No, it was a good match. Solid match. Not their best match, but
No.
still a good,
Still
solid
very
match.
good. Had enough big spots
Yep.
to make you go, wow, this was a really, really good match.
Yep.
The triple threat at No Mercy, that was great. Like, dude, AJ, Cena, Dean, all three of those, holy crap. They were just like, guys, let's just pull out all the stops.
Yep.
Let's cash in all the trump cards and do a match of the year candidate. And for the most part, I think it was. Like, it was really, really good. This wasn't that good, but it was still pretty decent. Like, this was easily match of the night. This was the match that I was looking most forward to. The finish, which we'll get to, I was kind of iffy on, but you know, there was a lot of great spots in here. Probably the best one, I don't know about you, but it probably might be yours too, but the 450 splash off the springboard 450 splash.
Yep.
Onto the table outside the ring was ridiculous.
It was.
Yeah, AJ just totally ate the turf.
Yeah.
It looked like he had braced his fall enough that he didn't get whiplash or break his nose or anything, but still he went face first into it. But yeah, that was nuts.
Yeah, that was my favorite spot. My second favorite spot is whenever AJ does the moonsault into the reverse DDT. Love that spot. But yeah, the 450 splash through the table was amazing.
That was crazy. Like, yeah, I want to go back and try to find out exactly what cut his pants open, because it cut through his underwear too.
Yeah.
And
unless he was wearing a thong.
Yeah.
Which is a theory that's going on around.
That's a crazy. Well, I could kind of see a black outline around. I think he just tore through his underwear too. Although that is a funny theory.
Because I was trying to track, because I found that out before I watched the last match, that he had a hole, and I was trying to track the spots. I think it was in the ring sometime, and I can't remember what move it was, but I don't know if he went through through the chairs. I don't remember which spot, but yeah, it just all of a sudden happened.
Mm-hmm.
But what he did on SmackDown Live was beautiful.
Yes, I can't wait to get to that, because he addressed it wonderfully. I was just like, okay, they can't not address it.
Yeah,
and they did, and it was amazing. But yeah, like, it's funny because you could hear some people snickering in the audience,
mm-hmm.
and then you even heard one guy just go, "He's got a hole in his pants," or something like that.
That guy annoyed me the whole night because there were so many other different things, like Dallas Cowboys rule, or there was a bunch of stuff that guy.
So terrible Texas fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're listening, quit ruining WWE stuff with your dumb commentary.
Yeah, it just all throughout the night I was like, oh my gosh, shut this guy up.
Yeah, it was kind of annoying. But yeah, I thought Ambrose looked pretty good in the match. He did some good stuff in it. Dang it, I just had it. It was this wicked move that he did. Dude, I just lost it. Dang. I should have watched the highlights again so I could remember it. But yeah, it was. Dang.
Sidewalk slam into the chair.
That's it. Yeah.
That was early on.
That was it. Yeah. I liked that. I think that's what I was thinking of. But
the spot I think he ripped his pants was when AJ was gonna go for the suplex, and was AJ? Yeah, the suplex, and then Dean turned it around, got him up in the suplex, and then spun him.
Yeah,
powerbombed him through the thing. That was cool. I think it was right then is when he ripped his pants. That was a cool spot. I was like, wow, that's a really neat way to do that.
Yeah, that was pretty rad. Yeah, it was really good, man. Really, really good. And so, the infamous ending, the firestorm of controversy among the internet wrestling community and wrestling fans all over. Jeremy, what happened? What happened, Jeremy?
Something that I hope they play off as James Ellsworth being crazy. I think that would be an interesting way to spin him into a character, is just having this idea that everything is going to work out for him. Being what's the word? Not naive, but also he thinks
Delusions of grandeur.
delusion of grandeur. Like, just spin that off into a character saying, I'm crazy, I'm always going to win, and then do that stuff. But what happens is James comes in, sees an opportunity because he's already beat Dean Ambrose or already beaten AJ Styles 3 times. Why not push Dean off into the 2 tables, which was a cool spot in and of itself, so that AJ can win, so that he can face him. Supposed to be at SmackDown Live on Tuesday, this past Tuesday. So yeah, that's what happened. I'm okay with it. I don't know how you feel.
I'm kind of indifferent toward it. I don't hate it, but I wasn't over the top for it.
Yeah.
But then when I saw the bits from Talking Smack on SmackDown,
yep.
It cleared up. The dust settled. It cleared up, and I was just kind of all right. So he's not like, he's not
a heel.
Yeah, he's not turning heel. He's just dumb.
Yeah. Well,
which is funny.
Yeah.
And so I was just kind of like, okay, I deal with that. It kind of seems. It definitely seems more in with his character than all of a sudden turning heel and joining AJ Styles.
Yes. Like I thought was going to happen. I thought it was just going to be one of those heel turns. He's on AJ's side, but nope. He's like you said. He's got delusions of grandeur, and so he saw his opportunity to beat AJ Styles one more time.
So when he said all that on Talking Smack, I was like, okay, that seems more in line with his character, that he's so delusional because he doesn't realize that Dean Ambrose won him all those matches.
Mm-hmm.
He's
he's
a mark for himself.
That's what he is.
And I thought it was when that happened, when they showed the Talking Smack bit on SmackDown yesterday. I was just like, okay, so I'm okay with it now, because I was just kind of like, I don't hate it. But it's not that I didn't like it, it's just that I didn't understand where they were going with it. But now that it's all cleared up, I'm okay with it now. And then what happened on SmackDown, which I can't get to, which I can't wait to get to.
We might as well
was
just go
pretty
ahead
sweit.
Eventually go into that and then make Raw at the end.
I'd rather talk about Raw first, because I have a lot of because I have better things to say about SmackDown than Raw. So I want to go out on a higher note.
Okay, sure. I can't wait to hear what you say about Raw, because I didn't have huge issues with it, but we'll see what happens.
I have one huge issue with it, and it's pretty much just that. So you want to just go ahead and jump right into Raw then?
Yeah.
Or do you want to give a rating for this?
First, the Talking Smack afterwards wasn't great, but it was fun. James Ellsworth does great on the mic. We see that on SmackDown Live as well. But his interaction between James and Daniel Bryan's interaction, it's funny because Daniel's just like so intense, and then James gets up. It's like, I don't have to deal with this, and then walks off. That was pretty funny.
I liked one of the bits that they showed on SmackDown. I liked where he was like, AJ Styles is going to hurt you, but because of what you did, Dean Ambrose is going to hurt you more. Yep. And I was like, that's very ominous. Yep. I thought that was really good.
But we'll go into Raw now, because, like you said, SmackDown has.
So give a rating real quick to TLC.
Yeah.
You want to? Broken Skull IPA. How many out of 5?
I'm gonna give it a 3. Because it wasn't to my expectation. I felt like a lot of people played it safe. I think the right people won a majority of them.
Mm-hmm.
A majority of the matches. It just was safe. The last match was really well done. So that's mine. I give it a 3.
I'm gonna give it a 2.5.
Oh wow.
Almost a 3, but just because the last match was really great. The chairs match really surprised expectations. It delivered, but it just seemed so like kind of like with movies like Waterworld or Batman versus Superman. They were these big extravagant blockbusters, but they that were marketed to death, but they were just okay. Mm-hmm. And that in many ways is worse than being terrible.
That's a good point.
Than being billed as something big, and then for me it's worse when it's just okay than when it's a colossal failure. So that's why I'm giving it a 2.5. Almost a 3, but a 2.5. So
fair enough.
All right. Raw Talk. It's such a stupid name.
Raw Talk, here we go.
I don't know why I said it like that, but
Because it needed to be said like that.
I guess it did. All right, Monday Night Raw.
First off on Raw, I like the previously on. They're at least acknowledging that, hey, we are a TV show.
Yeah.
We are scripted. We are fake. And so not only that is, I think that set the tone for the rest of the show, because there was a lot of, not necessarily storyline, but there was a lot of drama, but a lot of soap opera-esque things that happened. Actually, the whole thing was a soap opera. Is that right? Is that why you hate Raw?
No.
Now you're getting me to hate Raw, because this was a very soap opera style Raw. Why did you hate Raw? What was so bad about it?
I didn't hate Raw, but the thing that I disliked about it, I really, really disliked about it. First off, positives. The match with Roman Reigns and Chris Jericho, really, really good. I'm convinced that neither one of those guys can have a bad match, because, quite frankly, I haven't seen either of them in a bad match. There might be one out there, but I just haven't seen it. So, that was really, really good. Big Show returning. I thought that was a plus, because he hasn't been back since, July, I think. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. But always have to.
Yep.
I saw an interview with him a couple weeks ago. Before this, I didn't know he was returning yet. I just saw an interview with him, and it was from a couple weeks ago. And he was just like, "Yeah, I'm back to 390. I haven't weighed this much since 1999." I was like, "He looks trim. He looks in really, really good shape." And got the big beard. Very nice Big Show. Very nice. So that was a plus. Seth Rollins didn't annoy me as much as he used to.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't really like him, just because I can't forget all the things he did as a heel. And he's not really full-on babyface. I'm not convinced it's a full-on turn yet, but I'm just glad he's not doing that annoying laugh anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, I hated that laugh. I just had to get that in. The stuff with Enzo Cass, Rusev, and Lana was just kind of it was just so sitcom, and I could see what happened coming from a mile away. So that was just kind of take it or leave it. But the biggest announcement was that Sasha and Charlotte are going to have another match. And that's what I hated. Because I was like, okay, that for me, their match last week put a stamp on this rivalry.
Should have.
Even though I thought that the Hell in a Cell match should have put a stamp on their rivalry.
Should have.
Exactly. Should have, could have, would have. But didn't.
Yeah, it's like they're like, hey, how many matches can we throw women into? We know that Sasha and Charlotte work well together. Is Raw getting Elimination Chamber? Because they're going to do that too.
Well, I hope they don't get Elimination Chamber. I hope they have Fastlane and SmackDown as Elimination Chamber.
Yeah. You're right.
But yeah, it just seems like they had all these great ideas for Sasha and Charlotte. And, they're like, oh, we can do this one for a feud further on down the line in a year or two or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then Sasha and Charlotte or Vince or, Hunter, Steph, whoever, was like, let's just do this all right now. It's like, if you just play trump card after trump card, I mean, people get bored. It's not cool.
Yep.
Greatness becomes boring after a while.
Yeah.
Why does everybody hate Duke? Why does everybody hate the Yankees? Because they win and win. Well, the Yankees don't win anymore, but
yeah. But they used to.
But they used to a lot, because they won and won, and so after a while, greatness becomes boring. And so they put on some really good matches. Hell in a Cell was a letdown.
It was.
There were some good spots in it and stuff.
There was.
The match last week on Raw more than made up for it, and I was like, okay, this should just be the end of it. But it wasn't.
Yep, because not only that, we're gonna keep seeing the Charlotte Sasha every Monday night.
Yeah.
Because more than likely Charlotte's gonna win this next pay-per-view, and then turn around, Sasha's gonna win
on a Monday Night Raw sometime. I mean, I hate saying this because these two women are very, very talented.
There.
I mean, like, outside of kayfabe, they seem like really nice people.
Yes.
And that doesn't have to do with their wrestling thing. I don't know why I threw that out there.
Yeah.
But just the fact, I guess. They're both really, really talented. They're both really good wrestlers. But just cramming them together all the time gets really annoying. There's a reason why John Cena and Randy Orton haven't feuded or had a match in like 2-3 years, because they did that so many times that they're like, hey, it was great. We did it probably too many times, but people have seen enough of that. Let's start having matches against other guys and stuff. You know, you can only do something so many times before people get bored of it. And I'm starting to dislike these two because I'm sick of seeing them constantly butt heads over the title. It would be one thing if it was like, Rock and Austin, where it was like, they feuded like once a year or once every 6 months or something.
And they were both really good on the mic, and so you want to see them a lot.
For sure.
Yeah.
And they had tons of fun filler feuds with all these guys. But
filler feuds. That's what's missing from the WWE right now. The filler feud. Because all we're getting is feuds week in and week out, and you're right.
Yeah. Thank you.
But I just wanted to validate that because you're right. That was something.
I feel good.
Yeah, you were validated. Here's your participation trophy.
Oh.
That's my biggest pet peeve with WWE right now, is that we're just getting the same stuff over and over and over again, that there's no filler feuds that can be used and utilized. WWE has so much talent, and they're trying to get more talent for their NXT brand, that we've just decided, we're just going to have the same old. Come on, WWE. Let's think outside the box. Let's move some of these other people who are really, really, really good. Neville and all these other guys who are really good. All these ladies, Bailey, Nia Jax for what she's worth, and Alicia Fox. Like, let's get this going.
Mm-hmm.
Have filler feuds. Absolutely. Sorry, that was a rant.
Or
That's the only rant.
No, it was good. Thank you. It was
No,
needed.
bro.
I appreciate it. It further validated what I said.
Yeah.
So.
You're right. You're absolutely 100% right.
And it just, man, because they're so talented and they seem like such nice women, and I hate that I'm starting to get bored with them. It's because I just feel like there should be more.
Yeah.
I like that was probably the only, I don't know if it was the only negative, but it was for me the biggest negative, because it's like I was hoping she would come out and then like Nia Jax would start feuding with her, or Bailey would start feuding with her, or something. But no, we're getting Charlotte again. And with that,
do
you want to move on to the Charlotte Sasha thing after the thing?
Yeah, we can
in a
do
minute.
that. I was going to say, it seems like they're trying to shove down our throats the whole women's revolution thing, and they don't have to.
But see, they're killing the women's revolution also.
They are. By
constantly shoving just these two.
Yeah.
Like, have these break away from each other for a while and feud with other people.
Because this is what's going to happen on SmackDown. It's going to be the same thing with Becky and Alexa, is that they're going to feud forever. The title's going to exchange back and forth. And it's like, there's so many good wrestlers. Filler feuds. Like Caleb said, filler feuds. It just makes things so much better. And so, yeah, let's just go ahead and move on to the Sasha Banks, the thing at the end.
The thing that happened at the end. So, Charlotte came out crying, did actually a pretty decent job acting, I thought.
Charlotte?
Not bad with the crying and the and
looking very gorgeous, by the way.
Yes, that outfit was very flattering. Shut up, Internet Marks. She's cute.
Best female wrestler ever since the Wonder Blaze. Anyway,
she's good. So yeah, she had Ric Flair come out, and that was cool to see Ric Flair. The thing backstage earlier with Ric Flair and Enzo, I liked that. That was fun.
My only issue with it is I don't know if he forgot Enzo's name, but he kept saying Certified G, woo, Certified G, woo, Certified G, woo.
Yeah. Well, at the end he said, "All right, Enzo, my man, take care," or something.
Did he say Enzo?
Yeah, he said Enzo, my man.
He kept saying Certified G.
Yeah.
I was like, gosh, Rick.
I know.
Anyway.
Yeah, he's getting older, so you know, he kind of reminds me of some of my older relatives who can't remember if I'm me or my brother.
Is it Enzo or Cass? I can't remember.
Yeah. That would be funny if we called him Buckwheat because of his hair.
Hey, Buckwheat.
You know, okay.
But that was funny.
Yeah, that was funny. That little thing between them. So, but yeah, the thing, you know, they hug and supposedly make up, and then she smacks him and all that, and then turns further heel.
She went crazy.
Yeah, I thought it. What did she say? She said, didn't she say like, you know, please be quiet, I'm Ric Flair's daughter?
I missed that
Or
one.
I think she said something like that, because I had the thought of like, well, I've heard stories, statistically speaking, like at least 5% of the audience is Ric Flair's daughter or something. I had that thought pop into my head.
That's so bad.
I know, but I'm not
funny.
saying I was proud of it, but it popped in my head. But yeah, I thought she handled the crowd really well.
Yes, and I wrote that down. This crowd sucked.
The rowdy Houston crowd.
It was awful.
It was pretty bad. You know, don't expect anything from those rowdy Texans. Didn't expect anything. They're pretty rowdy. They get into it.
We get it. Stone Cold is from Texas. We get it. Stop saying the what chant. The what thing.
He's from He's not even from Houston. He's from Victoria, Texas. Like,
but still, it's just any chance that the Texan can say what. That's the thing that annoyed me. The thing that annoyed me the most on both shows is the crowd. The crowd sucked. Even on TLC.
Yeah, the crowd was pretty lifeless.
Not only that, it's just one guy. You hear one guy. I don't know if like there was a mic on this guy. You hear one guy throughout the whole night. But the whole what chance? Like she was doing really, really well, and then the crowd kind of slowed her down a little bit by doing the what things, and I'm like,
and she handled it well.
She did.
Yeah, it's but yeah. So then, you know, she's like, you know, oh, I'm your daughter. You raised her head at the end of the like, but you kicked him out 6 months ago. Like, you kicked him to the curb. What are you talking about?
Yep.
This is how you repay me. Like, you're the worst, Charlotte.
Well
you're
done,
gorgeous,
Charlotte.
and you're good.
Yes.
You're gorgeous and you're good, but you're the worst.
Where does that go from here? I mean,
I know.
Do we get a Rick Sasha thing that eventually Rick will? I don't know,
or he'll become her manager or something.
Yeah, because we can sit here and speculate, and then WWE just goes a totally different direction.
Yeah.
And so what I could foresee happening is Sasha and Rick are together at Roadblock, and then Rick turns on Sasha to get the championship back, and so that thing is going to happen again. I just see it. It's probably not going to happen because WWE doesn't do cool stuff.
Yeah. They just redo stuff, or they do stuff that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then, you know, and then Sasha came out, and then Sasha knocked her out through her. I was like, here's your trophy. I was like, I don't get that. But yeah. And then the King Ross video. It's just like, I heard that's how he likes them. Slander. Like, that catchphrase kills me whenever he says something. He's just like, haha, slander. But yeah, like that was.
But I'm glad King Ross pointed that out, because that was
so weird. Like, and it didn't make sense. Like, you're trophy, Dad. Like, like what?
Like she just, I don't know. Sasha looked hurt or something, but she just looked. She got mauled.
I had a thought. Watching them beat each other up. Well, I was Charlotte. For crying out loud, please stop trying to kill Sasha Banks.
I know.
Stop trying to kill her. And Sasha, quit overselling stuff so you get hurt. Like,
yes. You
have to sell it well, but don't sell it so well that you get hurt. That was like the biggest thing. I was like, why did she keep trying to kill her? Like,
yeah.
Is it like Randy Orton talking about like you know, like I heard an interview with Randy Orton where he talked about his dad back in the day would say, like, you know, there were some matches where you had to like intentionally hurt guys to make sure they would stay down for a pinfall so they didn't screw job you, because I guess that happened a lot back in the day.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, is she trying to do that? Like, is she trying to actually put Sasha out of commission? But yeah, so like Monday Night Raw, that kind of ruined it for me, because that dominated the show. Pretty much.
Well, it ended the show and it left you with that. Like, that's what you were left with.
Yeah.
Even though like you said, Charlotte was great in that whole thing. I'm tired of we're tired of the Charlotte Sasha thing. Let this be done.
It needs to end. It just needs to end. I'm sick of it. Which is sad to say because they're good, but I'm just sick of it. But like I said, there was some good stuff about it. All the stuff with KO was good. Like he's good. Jericho, like I don't know if this is a ruse by them or if this is the beginning of their split. If this is the beginning of their split, I think they pulled the trigger too soon. But we'll just see what happens when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't have a problem with Big Show just choke slamming KO and just walking out for Seth Rollins to win by count out, and then Seth Rollins beating. I actually liked the Seth Rollins the little shrug, like, okay, and then just pedigree KO. I like that.
Yeah.
And the match, like I said, the match with Jericho and Roman was really good.
We got another Sami Zayn Kevin Owens match, which was fine, but
yeah.
And they always.
I will never hate that. I will never hate those two guys putting on a match.
Yeah, but I don't have to pay attention. And the thing is, I don't have to pay attention as much during their matches because it's relatively the same old. But yeah, the Roman Reigns Chris Jericho's match is probably the best match I think of the night that I can think of the night that I got to see, because I know that there was Gentleman Jack premiered.
Yeah.
Which I didn't get to see, but I got to see that on the 205
Yeah, he
Live.
faced Daivari, and that's a pretty decent match. Jack Gallagher had he's a good showman. Like, he plays to the crowds really well, and he always spins up and then fixes his hair after he does a move. He's a great character, and I think the crowd really seemed to kind of really get into it when he was out there. So
which is interesting.
That was good.
Because I remember telling you, I was like, oh, Jack Gallagher's character, nobody's gonna like. But then when you see him on 205 Live and people are eating it up, it's like, why do they like this character? I love him. I like him
too.
Great.
He's a breath of fresh air.
He is.
He really, really is.
I think my favorite thing about him is he does all that finesse stuff in the beginning. He does the arm locks, the hand locks, and the toe locks and stuff. But when he has to fight and scrap, he does that really well too. He's kind of got an English Daniel Bryan about him. And so I enjoy his character, and so I was sad I didn't get to see that match, but they've been on 205 Live.
Did you see the T.J. Perkins Rich Swann
match?
Nope,
didn't see that one either.
That one was really good. I liked that one. I love Rich Swann's theme music. It's like this retro 80s, like TV show opening theme music kind of thing. Like, I like it. I love it. Can't handle this. Can't handle. Like, I think it's fantastic. He's really good.
My favorite thing that they did with him was during the Dusty Rhodes tag team tournament.
Mm-hmm.
They teamed him up with a guy named No Way Jose, who I love now. I hated him when he came out because I'm like, No Way Jose, that's a really dumb name. He's actually really good in the ring. But anyway, because they teamed them up, it was Rich Swann's Can You Handle This, and then they would throw in No Way Jose. Like, that was really, really cool. Well done there.
That's funny.
I started liking Rich Swann a lot more when he was tagged up with them. But you're right. I love his smile. I love his energy.
And his story, it's quite touching. How
it is.
He won the title and dedicated it to his mom. That was really touching. That was great stuff. And I guess him and T.J. Perkins are really, really good friends. And the match kind of had a little bit of that, which was funny because they had an exchange, and TJ got the best of the exchange. He knocked Rich Swann, and they just kind of looked up and smiled at each other, okay, you got me there. And then he stands back up, and they go at it again. It was a really good match. I really enjoyed it.
Cool.
So overall, Monday Night Raw, just that one thing that kind of almost ruined it for me. But there were some good matches to see. So overall, just okay. I thought Raw was just okay. It just seemed like a filler setting up the go home show for Roadblock. So,
and I hope the go home show is good.
Yeah.
Not this. I hope it's not this. Because right now we only have one match, two matches.
Yeah, we have Jericho and Rollins, and then we have
Roman and
KO. So,
and I'm assuming we're gonna have either an Enzo and Rusev or a Cass and Rusev. I'm assuming at Roadblock.
Yeah.
I don't know. So out of 5 IPAs, Stone Cold IPAs, what would you give?
2.5. I'd give this a 2.5.
I concur. I didn't really like the stuff with Enzo and Lana, except for the thing I did appreciate is once he gets to the room, he's like, "Oh, this is a really bad idea. This is a really bad idea." I appreciate that because just because he started thinking, because in our world we wouldn't think that's a bad idea. I mean, you have a really beautiful woman in front of you, willing to give you whatever you want, and the world would say, "No, I'm gonna go for it."
Yeah.
But he's like, "Wait, this is a really bad idea.
This is a bad
You're
idea.
a married woman. I shouldn't be doing this." And so I appreciated that.
Yeah.
But
that was
lead
a nice.
up and
That was kind of a
everything,
nice touch. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know where that's leading. Raw was a 2 for me. I don't know about you.
Yeah. Just a 2.5.
Yeah.
Just because the stuff that was good about it was good enough to warrant a mediocre rating.
Yeah.
The stuff that I hated about it, I really hated. But the stuff like the cruiserweight match, and then the Roman Jericho match, I was like, all right, like that stuff was good.
Yeah, the wrestling was decent.
The wrestling was good. That all the backstage and feuding story stuff was good. So, that was terrible.
I don't know if you need to go find on YouTube the New Day gets caught in the back, and they get told, "Hey, you're gonna have a triple threat match." That whole thing was really funny. They get caught in this hallway by this guy who's a lot taller than they are, and so they tell him, "Hey, you're a bit taller. Get down. Keep going. Get down on your or get down closer." And so that's really funny. Go look at that on YouTube.
Is it on WWE's YouTube page?
Yes.
Okay.
It's really.
I will check that
really
out. That
funny.
sounds funny.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you're not telling me who it is.
Who what is?
The tall guy.
I don't know his name.
Oh, okay.
He's one of the
I thought you were like,
he's
it's
not
a surprise.
Tom Phillips. No, he's not Tom.
Okay.
No.
I thought it was like a surprise, and you were saying I had to go check it out. But okay, it was
he's
just
the
a
new
guy.
Tom
Okay.
Phillips. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what the guy's name.
Okay.
No, they say his name. His name. Oh, I can't even remember now, because they make fun of his name, sort of. Anyway, it's really really funny. I can't think of the guy's name.
So I'll check that out.
Yeah.
So that was Monday Night Raw. Not that great.
No.
But now we're gonna move on to SmackDown.
Get back, down, live.
I don't know why I did the echo thing.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all right.
I didn't sleep well last night, so I'm kind of loopy today.
Woo!
Woo!
Man, Enzo cannot do a woo. Anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry, hey, bottle, fall down. So yeah, we start off with SmackDown Live. AJ comes out, and what was the stuff he said? He kind of led up to the picture.
Oh, he was like, let's address the elephant in the room. Some call it a travesty. Some call it a blessing. Let's take a look. And then the Titantron, they showed
the big hole in his
big
pants.
hole in his bum.
Beautiful.
Yeah, no.
Beautiful. That was a very, very funny way to do this.
And then he said, beautiful.
Yeah.
I know, yeah. He did a great job with that. Like, that was hilarious. I was just like, okay, they can't not address this. They have to.
And they did.
I know. I was just like I mean, he said that, like, I don't know if the walking boot is just for the storyline purposes or if it actually is, because he did hurt his ankle, but I don't know how bad.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, I heard that I know a lot of people were speculating.
Yeah, they held him out because after...
So hold him off for a week, I think, is not a bad idea.
Yeah, I think it was after Raw or after... it was a dark match somewhere. Sometime AJ was supposed to be in a dark match, but they held him out because of his ankle. But Dean was in a dark match, so he's fine. Dean is fine, but AJ is a little hurt. It's not bad. It's a slight tweak in his ankle.
Yeah, it doesn't sound bad at all. I mean, and he seemed to be fine. Just just the walking boot for a precaution and stuff. We don't want to. But it was a funny opening. Man, it was great. He did a great job. And what did he say? He's like, okay. He's like, my ankle's fine and stuff. He's like, or whatever. And he's just like, did you think I was talking about my ankle, you gullible geeks? And I'm just like, I can't hate him. He's a heel, but I still can't hate him just because he's good.
And nobody can hate this guy. This guy can do no wrong. He could be a great heel and people cheer him. He's best wrestler in the world ever.
Because he is. Because he is, and they don't.
Yeah.
He's a great wrestler, and he's a great heel, but they don't.
And like he could spit on. I'm trying to think of somebody who's sacred in the wrestling world. Like he could spit on Andre the Giant's grave, and he'd still be okay. Something like that. Anyway, not that he would do that.
Not that he would do that, but
so he takes a moment to show everybody, hey, if you didn't see my bum, here's my bum.
Yeah, I thought that was so funny.
And then James comes out and is like, oh man, I can't. If you weren't like that, I'd beat you for the championship. And, are you ducking me, Styles? Like there was so many great points where.
Yeah, you ducking me, Styles. That was fun.
James did really well on the mic. I was really impressed with how he held himself.
Yeah, he didn't do bad. He really didn't.
But the best part was AJ saying, Dean's going to kill you.
Yeah.
AJ's like, I know when to stop.
Yeah.
Dean doesn't know when to stop.
I've beaten you up several times. I know when to quit.
Yeah.
Ambrose does not. Yeah. Oh, and then his music hit, and I was just like, oh, he's going to murder Ellsworth.
Yep.
And then, he came out, and he just kind of looked determined. He looked angry, but he looked like he was trying to keep it together, and I love how he... Ellsworth was just like, uh-oh, he's here for you, AJ. Yeah, he's here for you. Yeah.
Get out of the ring. I'm going to shake his hand.
And then he just extends his hand, and then he just delivers just a nasty, dirty deed.
It was a good dirty deed.
It was really good. And then just gets up and walks out.
Yep.
Didn't say nothing. Didn't do anything. Just got up and walked out. Yep. And I was just like, what? And I loved that JBL was just like, ha ha ha! Yeah, he was eating it up, and he was actually cheering on Ambrose last night, which I loved. I thought that was so funny. To hear the guy who's always like, oh, come on, I don't want this lunatic here, Morrow.
Exactly.
Shut up, David. I don't care. He's a lunatic. He needs to go back to the asylum. And, but yeah, it was funny to hear him praising Dean Ambrose and cheering on Dean Ambrose. And he's just like, take that, you turtle without a shell. JBL was funny last night. I totally enjoyed his commentary last night.
And I can't wait to watch the WTF moments, because there was a moment where, at the end, where Morrow says, I think it was Morrow, who said that that Fandango got trapped up by the mic cords, and he goes, those are and JBL's like, those are camera cords that they're attached to the camera, so therefore they be camera cord. That was funny. I just died because that's JBL, who constantly says dumb things, correcting Morrow, who said a dumb thing, and it was like
Morrow, who hardly ever gaffes anything. Yeah.
He does, but not as much.
Yeah, he does, JBL. But hardly. Yeah.
And so I thought that was really funny. But as far as the whole show, outside of the beginning, what did you think of the whole show as a large?
I thought it was decent. Kind of snaps the streak of wicked awesome SmackDown episodes, but it wasn't really that bad though. I thought Becky and Alexa Bliss rather, Alexis Blah.
Becky calls her Lexi all the time. Lexi.
I mixed up the end of the two. I almost said Alexis Blah instead of Alexa Bliss. Alexis Blah. I mean Alexa Bliss. They kind of had some back and forth and stuff like that, further setting up there. I thought, seemed to be some good genuine heat between them. So hopefully their rivalry goes on for a couple more good matches. Hopefully they have a good match. Because the tables match was kind of a letdown, especially because of the one in Scotland last month was really good.
And maybe without all of those kind of stipulations, maybe
just a regular match will be good enough. Yeah, but I'm not souring on their feud. I think it'll be good. And Alexa plays to the crowd really well as a heel. She did a good job, and I like that Becky always does call her just Lexi, she's like it's a slam or something like that.
It is, because I think one of the times you said it, Alexa's like, my name's not Lexi.
Yeah, so I kind of, because it seems like, she's doing it to get under her skin, because she's mad, so she's, so it makes sense. I know some people, I've heard some people just be like, because I guess they're actually kind of friends off screen, those two, and so it's like, oh, is she forgetting that she's in the, so she calls her Lexi all the time, and then now when they're in the feud, she's forgetting oh yeah, we're at work, so she accidentally, it was a slip of the tongue, she accidentally called her Lexi, but I was like, no, I mean it seems insulting the way she said it, Lexi, and I was just like, kind of has that little bite to it and stuff, and I thought my favorite part, I don't know, the opening was great. Because the way Dean Ambrose came out and just did the dirty deeds and left was great. But I honestly think my favorite part was Miz TV. What about you?
Yeah, Jericho is my favorite thing about Raw right now because I don't think he can do any wrong. I like the whole, get away from me, Kevin. Like, Raw for me, Chris Jericho, that's his show.
Mm-hmm.
The Miz,
Raw is Jericho.
Exactly, Raw is Jericho. Miz has this show. Miz has SmackDown Live. Anything he says, the stuff he says. When he gets out there, he stops. He goes, "What? No, you deserve this chance." Like, this is that. Know it's going to be really, really good. He brings out Dean. He's like, "Are you angry?" And the best part of this whole thing is the participation award stuff.
The look on Miz's face when he pulls it out and presents it, just like this big grin.
Yeah.
Almost like he couldn't keep it together because he's like, this is just such a ridiculous, funny thing we're doing. Like, I can't keep it together. Like, and it looked like Dean was trying not to laugh too, which is crazy because he usually seems like the guy who gets, like with the Mountie thing, like Daniel Bryan could barely keep it together.
Yeah.
Like that was so funny with, just like the look on his face. That's gonna be etched in my brain forever because I died laughing when he smiled and presented him the participation. and then Dean just got up and he's just like, and he's just like, what I don't like when somebody intentionally tries to piss me off, and he just like exploded, and I was like, oh, and then he just like, okay, and he just casually puts Maurice in front of him and like backs away. That was funny.
Yeah, it was a great segment.
I've missed Miz TV. I didn't know how much I would miss Miz TV, and then they brought it back because it seems like it's been a while since they've had it.
I enjoy when Miz talks because he does such a great job.
He does,
and he's grown throughout the years. But even when Daniel Bryan came in through the NXT stuff way back in the day, Miz was good then. Miz is good. He's good on the mic. He's great in the ring. It was the best segment of the night.
It was
that
really
whole thing,
good.
and then Daniel Bryan coming out and doing what he did. As a GM, I can't let you attack the Miz right now. But he will be facing the Miz for the Intercontinental Championship title, and so that was really, really good. Are you guessing because you want to see a title match?
Yeah, and then they just went nuts for that. That was great.
And so I like this Miz Daniel Bryan feud that Daniel is going to use wrestlers to beat the Miz up, and I hope he can not in a heel way, but just in a the Miz
know your
is
place
a jerk.
kind of way.
Yeah, you are my employee,
to humble him,
sort of.
To humble him.
Yeah. And so I hope that continues. Keep throwing people at him at the Miz. But yeah, it was a good way to tell a story between, like I said, the continuation of the Daniel Bryan Miz storyline. But nothing until the end with Dean Ambrose in this, because we get a match out of that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, do you want to talk about that match? Because I think that's pretty much it. Outside of Kalisto Baron Corbin was a decent match.
No, that wasn't bad.
My least favorite thing about the whole night was when Sophia Grace came in.
Yeah, that was.
It was like a little blurb, and it was dumb. It's like, okay, we're promoting this kid's single. Oh, okay. Even the the Gable Breeze match was pretty decent.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. I was actually getting ready to say like the Tyler Breeze Chad Gable match. Actually, I totally liked. I thought that was pretty good. Like, I don't care what anybody says. Like, the whole Fashion Police thing with him and Fandango, they work well together. The whole Fashion Police thing, I like it. It's funny.
Yep.
It works for their characters, and it seems like they like it. Like, it seems like they're having fun with it.
Yes.
They're just like they look like they're the kind of guys who don't have any delusions and aren't trying to, like work their way up, or they're not begrudged. Like, they seem like they're genuinely like, you know what, we are kind of mid-Carter guys, and you know what, but we're gonna kill it with this Fashion Police thing. Let's just have fun. And so I think that's a good, that's good that they're showing like, hey, be just be good at your job, just enjoy your job, kind of, make the best out of any situation, kind of thing, which I think is good.
And I agree, and I respect Tyler Breeze quite a bit, because several months ago, I think towards the middle of the year, there were questions on whether Tyler was going to stay with the company and whatnot, and he basically put on his Twitter page, Still getting paid, so yeah, I'm gonna stay. It's like, and Tyler, you're right. Tyler and Fandango, they're great characters. They're funny in real life. Like if you ever watch any of the Tyler Breeze, what is it? I can't remember what it is on YouTube, but on the WWE page, he does a funny like hanging with Tyler or hanging with Breeze, or so I can't remember what it's called, but it's really funny and it makes me respect this guy as an actor, as a wrestler a lot more. And Tyler is a really good wrestler, and Fandango's funny in real life too. So, but yeah, and I don't know if this is setting up for a feud between these two teams or not, but it was a good match. I mean, we had another tag team match earlier with
the Ascension and Hype Bros.
Yeah, which just pretty much is saying the Ascension is never going to go anywhere.
Which stinks because I think they should push them as big time heels because
I agree.
Their promo, like the little monologue or whatever that they gave, you want to call it, that was really good. Like that was kind of scary. Their makeup was really cool. Like I love the bigger guy. Is that Connor or is that Victor?
Connor.
I think Connor. Yeah, the bigger guy. Like he looked like a corpse. Like he had like corpse paint. Like I thought that was really rad.
I agree.
And like the black and silver like makes him look for Victor looks like really like otherworldly and creepy, and like I really I like them because I like the potential I see in them. I think WWE just needs to start making them look really strong. I mean, they looked strong in this match, but since they didn't win, it was kind of like
keep pushing them down.
Yeah, it was like, dude, like they need to like I would love to see heel versus heel, like see them challenge the Wyatts or something like just see what happens. If it doesn't work, oh well, like you know. But yeah, so like that was the only bad thing about that match. I thought was just that they didn't go over because it's like I feel like they need a big push to look like big bad guys because they look physically like big time bad guys. But yeah. So
the match, the
main event match.
Main event match, the Dean Ambrose versus The Miz in the Intercontinental Championship match.
I think this was. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just going to ask you a question.
Oh, just
you go ahead and answer my question that I was going to ask you.
Which was, what were my thoughts? Yeah. Is what you're going to ask? Sorry.
No worries.
I honestly think this is my favorite match from Raw and SmackDown.
Really?
I just really liked it. I thought they matched up well together. And there were some times where I was just, I didn't think Dean Ambrose was going to win. But I was just like, he's probably not going to win. But it might happen.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to. But it might happen. Like, yeah, I just really liked it. I thought, oh man, what happened? Was there a moment where like Ambrose like countered a suplex into a neck breaker or something, or was that in another match? I can't remember.
I don't have it on my.
I can't remember. No, I think that was Heath Slater did that to Orton.
Yes.
At TLC maybe. Or
no, he
on
did.
SmackDown?
He did on SmackDown.
Okay, that's what it was.
He went up. Yeah.
Orton went up to do the suplex and then
he came down.
Countered it into
really
the. That's what it was.
Really
that's what it was. Yeah.
Neck-breaker.
Speaking of which, that match wasn't that bad either.
No.
But yeah, I just thought it was good. I thought they did a really, really good job. I thought they both kind of got when Dean did the top rope suicida. It looked like they both kind of hit the barricade hard, like because Dean kind of went face first into it, and then when he turned around, he just kind of had this like scared look on his face. Like I don't know if he was just selling it or if he actually was kind of like, could have broken my neck there. But
don't be so nasty.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was good. What about you?
Suicide die.
Yeah.
The only you're right. I really, really liked it, except for the Miz usually nails the drop kicks, the Daniel Bryan drop kicks, but he like missed by looked like forever, like both of them.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, it was a good match. There were some really good spots. Miz always putting Maurice in front of him to get.
I know,
to get people to stop. It's getting a little old, but
it's this character and stuff. Yeah, like, and I thought that Dean he stopped when he saw, he stopped in some reason. He just kind of like backed away, and then he kind of had this look on his face like he was thinking, just like, do I still want to do it?
Yeah.
Like, and I was just like, that totally fits his character too. Just like, I look like a jerk, but at the same time, The Miz kind of deserves it. Well, she got in the way. Who cares? Like, Nah, I probably shouldn't do it. I thought he said so much with just his face, with just his facial expression in that moment. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, and the other thing that was really funny is the crowd. This is the second time the crowd I was okay with, but the 10 chants, just everybody is so on to. I can't. Man, my brain's not working right now. Tyler, is it Tyler? I can't remember, but another NXT guy. Anyway, but yeah, Ellsworth comes out, and so after that, and seems to distract Dean, and the Miz wins.
Mm-hmm.
Did it look like James to you? Did it look like to you that James was honestly out there to help?
I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't know. Because I don't know where they're going with the storyline, so it's hard to say. So
yeah,
I don't know. But the look on Dean's face when he turned around and saw James, and I was just like, uh-oh. Mm-hmm. And then he did the skull crushing finale Miz did on Dean, and then he won, and I was just like, oh, next week he is gonna get so murdered.
Yep. Yeah.
I can't wait to see what's gonna happen with this, because he just cost him this match, and so
it is going to be one of those things that without knowing it, that AJ is going to start helping James out. You know what I mean? Like, now that we've got the table flipped, I'm going to get into Dean's head by using James, maybe kind of more puppety type stuff, instead of actually coming out and doing some stuff. But it would be interesting. I don't know if they're going to get a Dean Ambrose, because I can see it happening, that to make James more kind of crazy, more delusional, you have the flip reverse of it, where Dean and James they go against each other, and then AJ will come out and cause Dean to lose. And so now you're getting a character who's, I'm going to win. I'm going to beat everybody.
Yeah.
I'm just going to destroy everybody. I'm going to beat everybody. And so that'll be interesting to see what happens there. What the payoff will be at the end of the James Ellsworth experiment, if you will.
Yeah. So, Broken Skull IPA, rating out of 5. What would you give this week's SmackDown?
Out of 5, I'd probably give it a 3. It was kind of down the middle. There were some decent matches, but nothing that really went anywhere for me. What about you?
Yeah, I would say a 3 as well. It's stuff that was great was, really, really good. Mm-hmm. And so there was that, it had some really, really good stuff. But yeah, it just kind of felt a little, not mediocre, but it just kind of felt pedestrian. And not exactly phoned in, but just kind of like, this is a fallout. This is a cool down episode from the pay-per-view. And so I hopefully, because, this is they just had their last pay-per-view before Royal Rumble. So hopefully next week we actually have the tribute to the Troop show too to watch. So wonder how that'll be. That just popped in my head randomly. It said that Triple H has said he's open for Hogan returning, and so see whatever comes of that. But so yeah, have to see what happens in the next over the next 3 weeks until the new year and all that.
Yep.
So yeah, I wonder what's gonna happen. So yeah, that was TLC.
Yep.
This was
TLC, Raw, and SmackDown for this week.
This was episode 19.
Episode 19.
Episode 18, you did the 205 Live.
Yep, and I will actually, I'm halfway through 205 Live from the other night, and I'm excited to talk a little bit about it because they're introducing storylines.
Really?
And
cool.
So we'll see how that goes. Interesting storylines. Not sure I like it, but we'll see. I'll talk about that. Give that to you to put up later.
Sweet. And so yeah, next week I guess we'll be doing predictions for Roadblock.
Oh wow,
Yeah, that's crazy.
crazy! WWE giving us like very short in between.
I know,
pay-per-views.
it's like 2 pay-per-views a month. Some people don't like it. They say it's oversaturating the market, but I see it as exposing all your talent, so I'm okay with it. I think there will be a period where maybe it seems a bit too much, and they'll go back to doing all pay-per-views are shared, but I don't know. Who knows? So yeah, that was episode 19, talking about TLC and then the Raw and SmackDown. So yeah, join us next week for episode 21, because episode 20 will be Jeremy's next 205 live review.
See.
Yeah. But inside joke, you guys don't have to get it. Yeah. Overall, kind of an odd week. This is the first time where we didn't have a whole lot of positive things to say.
Yeah.
Because everything was just kind of okay, just okay.
Just okay.
So yeah, we'll be doing Roadblock stuff, predictions, and talking about that next week, along with the traditional Raw and SmackDown recaps for episode 21. Our podcast will finally be able to drink, and we'll finally be able to rent a car. Oh no, wait, you have to be 25 to rent a car.
That's stupid.
Okay, what else can you do when you're 21? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Vote? I don't know. That's
Vote
18. I don't know,
yeah.
something.
Words.
I don't know that. So yes, that has been episode 19. Join us. Well, join Jeremy as he flies solo for episode 20, which will probably be up tomorrow. Or
Tomorrow
or the next
Friday.
day. Tomorrow or Friday for episode 20. He's gonna fly solo to do, he's gonna high fly solo because their cruiser. That's a stupid joke. I apologize.
I thought it was funny.
No, it was terrible. Yeah, I think I need to go home and take a nap. I'm super sleep deprived. So that's been episode 19. We will see you next week. Until then, our podcast will rest in
peace.